Ready.
That if anyone's running, speak to me.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
That happens when I'm excited too. I'm like, oh, I gotta squeeze in 3 letters where one can fit.
That's what it's all about right there.
Do either of you want to tell the New Georgia Project Action Fund followers why you're out here today? It's okay to say no if you...
No justice!
Oh, great!
No justice!
No peace!
No justice!
No peace!
No justice!
No peace!
No justice!
No peace!
No justice!
No peace! Try it again.
So hi, I'm Tara. I'm out here today. I've been organizing with a few different groups that have been protesting at the Capitol for the past several weeks. And we're out here because voter suppression is real in Georgia. Voter suppression has been real in Georgia. And now Republican representatives are trying to take us back to the and pro-South, and they're trying to make Georgia an even more suppressed state than it already is. The bills that we're specifically protesting are HB 531 and SB 241. These bills limit early voting, they limit mail-in voting, no absentee ballots, no absentee voting without an excuse, which obviously we're in a pandemic. Obviously there's lots of reasons why people would need to vote absentee, but they're trying to make it so you have to have a specific reason. It makes it illegal to give water and food to voters standing in line as they are waiting to vote. There's a lot of other provisions, but it's all bad. Oh, no Sunday voting, as if that weren't blatantly racist. So there's a lot of provisions that are really bad and really shameful in this bill, and our representatives and the corporations that we support in our city need to hear from us. Coke needs to take a stand on this. They've spoken out on it before, but they're also giving money to the people who sponsored these bad bills. So we need them to put their money where their mouth is. We need them to stand up and take a stance with both their words and their actions, and that's why we're out here today, is to put pressure on them to stand behind Georgia voters.
That's so awesome. Thank you. Thank you.
Great job.
Thank you. Oh my God.
Peaceful demonstration. At 5:25, which is in about 2 minutes, you guys are going to file into the lawn there silently. That's really, really important because we don't want to have any negative interactions. So silently is the key. At 5:31, I will give the command to fall out, and you guys will lay. We're asking people to be about two arm distances right apart because we want one space for your signs to be seen, but also for y'all to not catch COVID, okay? Masks, keep them on. If you need them, we have some. Anything else that I'm forgetting, y'all? After 5:31, I will say something cute like you're revived or something like that. At that time, again, silently, we want to come to this center area right here where we'll talk to each other in the press. Does that sound clear to everyone?
Where are we dropping down?
The grass right over there, close to the entrance. Make sure to give yourselves space, right? And again, the key is we want it to be peaceful. We don't want to have any problems. We're not mad at the Coca-Cola security guards, right? So we don't want any smoke with them. We just want to be really, really quiet when we're going in and going out. I'll be on this side with the bullhorn, not on their property. So, in about right now, you guys can go on and file in, and then in about 5 minutes, we'll ask you guys to fall out. Thank y'all.
I don't know which one of you just laughed, but you have a good laugh. That was very good. That was cute.
That's the first time in my life I've ever heard that.
Really?
And it probably will be the last. 'Cause I laugh like this.
Oh.
She has the least laugh that I can't help it. No, we just laugh.
You would tell me if I was about to fall, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I wouldn't let you if you would have always been close. Yes, ma'am.
Thanks.
I'm just playing.
It might be just, but it could also be that they like to do things like that to scare us, so that we feel afraid that we're all going to get arrested for exercising our rights. It's just a show. I am. Yeah, most of us should be. Yeah. You're not. Well,
I
thank you
just
for
see
being with
I
us.
feel doing this and I was like,
Oh, that's great. Thank
and
you
I
for the
asked this guy
support.
for a sign and he gave me a sign.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. So the New Georgia Project Action Fund is the local grassroots organization. So everyone from our team, so that's just who I work for, we're Georgia based. Hey, Twitty.
Hey!
Love ya.
I don't think it's this
good. give you my cell phone number. That's all right.
y'all. We're back up, y'all. Thank you very much for your help. That's okay. We just use it because it's nice to be able to demonstrate to people so that. Yeah, that's perfect. It's 408 966 2646. And every time you see a tweet or Instagram, that's me. And Britt. Hi. Jan, nice to see you, Jan. Thank you for being here.
Are you going to tag? What are you going to tag this?
Yes, I work for New Georgia Project and New Georgia Project Action Fund, running their social media. So that'll just get sent to my bosses, basically.
Are you going to do a New Georgia Project on Instagram?
We are on Facebook Live right now, but I'll share the video later to Instagram.
So New Georgia Project?
Yep, New Georgia Project on Instagram. Thank you very much. You want to ask Park to do one? You want to ask Park to do one? I mean, I'm still on live.
Yeah. It's better than celebrate. I probably leave Wednesday.
Of course.
Well, that was fantastic.
Good. Feel like you got good shots?
Oh, yes.
Great.
Oh, yes. My buddy Jay over there, he's got drone footage of the whole
Oh,
field.
nice. No peace! No peace! No peace! No! Justice! No! Shut it down! Shut it down! Shut it down! Shut it down!
Kill HB 531!
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 Kill SB 241!
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 No to voter suppression!
No to voter suppression! No to voter suppression!
No to voter suppression!
No to voter suppression!
No to voter suppression!
No to voter suppression!
No to voter suppression!
No to voter suppression!
No to
oppression.
Black votes matter.
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 Black
Black
votes matter.
votes matter.
Justice.
No peace.
No 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 justice.
No peace.
If we don't get it,
Shut it down.
we don't get it.
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 Shut it down.
That we don't get it.
Shut it down.
That we don't get it.
Shut it down.
That we don't get it.
Shut it down.
Keep going. Give yourselves a round of applause. Awesome. Thank you, guys. First of all, thank you. My name is Tony Watkins from the New Georgia Project Action Fund. So, this is what we know. Our name is not New Georgia Project Action Fund by accident, right? Is there a New Georgia here?
Yeah.
Did we flip 3 seats?
Yeah.
Are they mad?
Yeah.
They're big mad. But this is the thing. We're madder. And we're not tired. You can suppress our votes, but you won't suppress our spirit. That's why we keep showing up. Hannah's been out there for 2 weeks straight, tirelessly. We're not taking our foot off of your necks until Coca-Cola and AT&T and Southern Company and UPS and Home Depot let them know that their money is done, because we are their employees. We are their patrons. There is no Coca-Cola without us.
That's right.
There's no AT&T without us.
That's right.
I don't mind drinking Pepsi and using Xfinity. That's fine. So we're saying no to House Bill 531. We're saying no to Senate Bill 241. And if our legislators on the right side, as in the wrong side, right, don't want to do what we need to do, then that's why we have to talk with our money. We have a lot of money here. Let them know. Whose states?
Our states.
Whose votes?
Our votes. Yeah, Tony.
So I'm just glad everybody was able to come out, and we got a message. We got a message to Coke. Can y'all hear me now?
This is a better one.
There you go.
Oh yeah.
Can y'all?
On the right side, yeah.
Big message.
There you go.
Can y'all hear me now?
Oh yeah.
All right, so first off, I'm glad everybody was able to come out, because this is what Atlanta looks like, this is what Georgia looks like, and this is what the new Georgia looks like. So we started this mission a decade ago. We convened a march, 4 years ago, right in front of the Center for Civil and Human Rights. It was the largest march in Georgia history. And we set a message. The message was we're going to change the course of Georgia politics. Well, 4 years later, we changed the course of Georgia politics.
That's right.
And we did it because of each and every one of you. We did it because we had access to the ballot, we had access to the franchise. And so, you should know, anytime that you do something new, there's going to be pushback. But in the birthplace of civil rights, and I would argue the new birthplace of social justice, we got to answer for them. We got to answer just like our ancestors did. We don't ever rest. We don't ever get tired. We don't ever give up. So that's why we're here. You know, last summer, Coca-Cola had a lot to say about Black Lives Matter.
That's right.
You know, we had a march that started up there that shut down Centennial Olympic Park for the whole summer, the fall, and the winter. Yeah. And Coca-Cola released a commercial. I believe it was a Sprite commercial, where it said that Black Lives Matter. So my question to Coca-Cola is, do black votes matter?
Hey!
Because just because we stopped marching didn't mean we stopped elevating our voices. We had a march. We actually had two of them. One was in November, and the other was in July. Then we marched back to the polls and sent Kelly Loeffler and David Perdue home.
Bye!
And so now we have a message for the GOP. If you put your hands on black votes, if you suppress black voices, we know what our ancestors are good at. We're good at getting in good trouble.
Yeah!
We're good at getting in the way. We're good at sending folks home. So I got a message from the oldest civil rights organization in the country. We know how to fight voting rights. When voting rights are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back!
When voting rights are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back!
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 So the message is clear to all of the corporations. You need to get on the right side of history. If you're going to say that Atlanta is a city too busy to hate, and Georgia is the #1 state for business, you better start recognizing that black folks cause a lot of that business. And what we're not going to do, not today, not tomorrow, not ever, are you going to silence our voices? Are you going to take away our voting rights? Are you going to say that we don't have a place in this great state that we built? Because that's the great-grandson of a slave in this red clay. My foreparents said that your duty is to fight to be our wildest dream. So we're not going backwards. We're not letting you take our votes away. We're not letting you take our voice away. And we're going to send a message. We're going to show up. We're going to show out in these streets, in the halls of legislature, and in the courts. If you think that you are going to take our votes away without a fight, you are mistaken. But it's not going to be the type of fight that you think it's going to be. We're not violent people. We're peaceful people.
That's right.
But we love our rights.
Yes!
And here's what I'm going to leave you with. I'm going to leave you with this. My father always gave me a charge. And the charge was this: don't ever let this world that you leave for your children be worse than the one that I gave you. My father was not born with all of his voting rights. He was born in 1947. I was born in 1978, the first person in my family. And you will be doggone sure that I'm going to pass all of my rights to my daughter and all of my descendants. So today, we are not fighting for the respect of our ancestors. Today, we are fighting for the respect of our descendants.
That's right.
So when your children and your grandchildren ask you in the summer of 2020 and in the summer of 2021, what did you do when voting rights were under attack? each and every one of you is going to say the same thing. We stood up and we fought back. Let's continue to fight back. Let's hold these businesses accountable. Let's make the Georgia legislature know that we're not going out without a fight and you're not touching our voting rights. Thank you.
Protect the vote!
Protect the
We
vote!
said protect the vote!
Protect the vote!
Protect the vote!
Protect the
We
vote!
said protect the vote!
Protect the vote!
We said protect the vote!
Protect the vote!
Because black voters matter!
Black voters
We said
matter!
protect the vote!
Protect the vote!
Because black voters matter!
Black voters matter!
We all see what's going on right now. Every single one of us. Otherwise, we wouldn't be standing here. Y'all could be at. Y'all probably have someone babysitting your children, your grandchildren. You probably ain't even eating yet. Right?
Right!
Because we know what's at stake, and we know it's bigger than every single person out here. And that's why there's so many organizations coming together as a community, as one Georgia, to say no to voter suppression, to say no to HB 531, to say no to SB 241. And we know what's in these bills. We weren't born yesterday. We know that HB 531 wants to do things like ban Sunday voting, knowing good and well. Silence does not equal support. So for as long as they're silent, they are not supporting. Don't come out here last summer talking about Black Lives Matter and don't be out here fighting against voter suppression. Because voter suppression impacts every aspect of our life. Voting impacts every aspect.
Freedom!
Education, healthcare,
Housing!
taxes, immigration,
Housing!
police brutality, criminal justice, transit, economic wealth, and so much more. And it impacts us in different ways. That's why we're all out here. And y'all, we have a little bit more ways to go. We have until March 31st to continue applying pressure because March 31st is Signing Die Day, the last day of session. Every day, keep coming out, keep posting on social media, keep calling your lawmakers. We'll be at the Georgia State Capitol 12 to 1 p.m. every day, Monday through Friday. If you can't show up, that's okay. Everybody plays a different role in this revolution. Share it on social media, educate your friends, email, call your lawmakers, and call people who aren't your lawmakers, like all those Republicans sponsoring these bills.
Yes!
You may not live in their districts, but you can sure call them up and blow them up. So let's continue to stand tall. Don't forget, y'all, this is Congressman John Lewis's legacy we're still fighting for. We're still fighting for, and we know that the vote is the most precious tool a democratic society has. So continue fighting for it. No justice?
No peace!
No justice?
No peace!
Our votes matter.
Our votes matter!
Black votes matter.
Black votes matter!
Black votes matter.
Black votes matter!
Thank you. When our votes are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back!
What do we do?
Stand up, fight back!
What do we do?
Stand up, fight back!
When our votes are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back!
What do we do?
Stand up, fight back!
What do we do?
Stand up, fight back!
I was asked today, as we were leading the protest at the Capitol, why do you all come out here repeatedly, daily? And my answer was, my daughter. My daughter. My son, who can't be out here. My daughter. My children. That's why we're out here. My mother, who's in the bed, can't get up, disabled, and get years old. So guess what? The new voting laws, the SB 241, it would suppress her vote. Do you know how hard it is to get someone that's disabled, that's wheelchair bound, in and out to vote with long lines? Can't give them anything. Can't give out water. You can't give out any food. You know how hard. I know everybody out here knows someone that's disabled. Someone that's disabled. And what they're doing is saying, oh, well, why don't you have to vote by mail this election? Required ID. So that's nothing new. But they're trying to amplify it as if we're not wanting to show ID. That's far from true. That has always been a requirement. However, it's so difficult. So that's what I did. I went into the office and I voted because I tried to do it. This past presidential election via mail, and it was too much red tape, too much. So now, Pink, if these bills pass now, the red tape that I encountered myself, so is my daughter. But who wants to stand in long lines? Long lines. It's ridiculous. I am born and raised in the state of Georgia, and I've encountered this white supremacy all my entire life, and I'm sick of it. So that's why I'm here. That's why she's here. She's 7 years old, already have encountered racism. That's why she's here. So tell them, when our votes are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
What do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
Our votes are under attack. What do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
What do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
Keep coming, keep pressing, and like my sister Hannah said, if you can't come, repost, share it with someone that can come, and just keep the word out. Thank you.
Can I have all the lawmakers raise your hand? All the lawmakers out here. Everybody got selected, please raise your hand.
Come on, Abel.
Raise your hand. I want y'all to take a look. We're talking about bills aimed at suppressing our vote. I want y'all to see who's out here fighting with y'all.
Right.
I want y'all to take a look and see who's out here fighting with y'all. You know, 3 years ago, I went to lunch with Fred Gray, attorney Fred Gray. He is the last living member of the inner circle of the civil rights movement. He represented Dr. King, he represented Rosa Parks, and so many others. And I remember sitting down and having lunch with him, and I was just so enamored by him. So small in stature, but when he spoke, there was just so much power that came out. And I asked him, I said, what would you tell somebody like me? Somebody who cares about what's going on in this world, somebody that cares about their community. What would you tell them? And he said, look, I would encourage you to find just one thing that's wrong, and I would encourage you to take it apart. He said, I made it my life's mission to take apart the institution of segregation. And he said, I did that. He said, but there's still so much that's left to do. And he said, that's on y'all. That's on that next generation. That's why we're here. Y'all heard the stories. You know, Attorney Griggs is not the only one who was born with the right to vote. You look around, there's so many of us that were born. We're either first-time voters or we're the first ones in our family born with the right to vote. This stuff affects all of us. All of us. And that's why I wanted y'all to see which lawmakers were out here. Because when y'all go to make these decisions about who's going to make decisions about your life, about your body, you know, I've been hurt for the last 3 weeks. And I've been hurt because there's a 17-year-old boy in Austell, Georgia that was shot twice in the back by a Cobb County police officer. And a Cobb County district attorney lacked the courage to put that case before a criminal grand jury. Let me tell y'all, you know, and Attorney Griggs says this all the time, and I got to give him credit for it. If they take your vote, they're going to take your life. If they take your votes, they are going to take your life. If they take your votes, they are going to take your life. It's not an accident that we're all here. We're not here by no accident. And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to say this because I hear the wrong say this all. There's nothing radical about valuing life. There's nothing wrong and radical about caring about your neighbor. There's nothing radical about saying that, you know what? The folks that represent us under that gold dome need to look more like us. It needs to be more inclusive. I'm not talking about just diversity in pigmentation. I'm talking about a diversity in thought. I'm talking about people who are going to consider the least of us so they can take care of all of us. If they can't see us, if they can't see the folks on the bottom, if they can't see these houses that are on fire, how do you take care? How do we move forward?
Georgia's been pretty clear about where we're leaning and what we're doing. We made that count with our vote. We got to keep our foot on their necks, and we're going to keep fighting. We're going to stay in these streets. We're going to stay in these streets.
Yes.
We're going to stay in these streets. I see a lot of familiar faces around here. Y'all been out in these streets for 14 days. Y'all been out here. We're not letting up. We're not letting up. This is about our kids. This is about our grandchildren. It's about everybody that's coming up after us. Everybody that's coming up after us. You see the kids that are out here today. Why are they out here? Because they need to know what it's like when it's going to be their time to fight. That's why.
You got this.
You know, I remember last summer marching down these streets. Everybody shouting Black Lives Matter. All the commercials coming out. Coca-Cola, you know, doing their thing. And in the midst of all that, I decided I wanted to take a march through my history. And I traced my ancestry back as far as I could. I found out that some of the kids, because that's what they were kids. They came over here in them ships and chains between the ages of 11 and 13. They were supposed to spend their lives in servitude, y'all. But they fought. And we're going to have to keep fighting. Everybody here has an ancestor that fought for them to be where they are. So we're going to need y'all to stand up. And we're going to need to let Coca-Cola know that we're here. We're here! We're here! We're here!
We're here!
We're here!
We're here!
We're here!
We're here!
You know, it makes me so proud to see everybody from all different backgrounds out here. Because it's truly what this is about. All of us coming together and representing what democracy truly is. Now, we're all out here fighting for what is, you know, our voter rights. And here we are in 2021 fighting for things that they fought for so long ago. And I just want to tell you, these corporations are going to listen to us. Because financially, we are going to hit them where it hurts. We're not going to stand out here and just be out here chanting at them. You know, Coca-Cola says, share a Coke, well, share our vote.
Hello?
Coca-Cola says, share a Coke, share our rights. Look out for the people who look out for you. You have fat pockets because of us. All of that can change within a mere fact of you not believing in your people and looking out for them. We don't have voter rights. We don't have financial health and security. That impacts your business. Is it so much so because it's a Coke? Who are you? Because these are my people. All of you are my people. Y'all out here with me today makes me feel so loved. We can get through you all. We can surpass all these voter suppression. But we must have them listen to us. Share a Coke, share our vote. Share a Coke, share our rights. Because you're going to hear us today. You'll continue to hear us for as long as we got to fight. We know our fight don't stop. It has never stopped. It continues. It changes. It shifts. But the fight is the same. And the longer we got all of our people with us as allies to fight with us, this is what democracy truly looks like. This is what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Coca-Cola, this is what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
I appreciate y'all.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
You know, I wonder if Coca-Cola, Home Depot, UPS here. You know, this past week and a half, Attorney Griggs, we've been putting some numbers together, and so far we learned that you all
put $106 billion in the economy. Let me say that one more time. $106 billion in the economy. So if they can't hear our voice, if they don't respect our vote, they don't get our dollar. Now, I'm not good at making chants. Y'all do a phenomenal job. But I'm going to say this one more time. If they don't respect our rights, if they don't respect our voice, if they don't respect our vote, they do not get our dollar. Now, I want to be absolutely clear. Absolutely clear. This is not a threat. And this is not something that we can just do over the weekend. Because I had a colleague on the other side of the aisle said, well, y'all just do that for the weekend. I'm a student of history. I said, in 2021, this is our Montgomery bus boycott. For those who don't know, the Montgomery bus boycott was 381. Every time we come together, I told a Republican, you think we cannot win? Let me give you an example. 112 years ago, 60 Americans, white, black, brown, all of us got together and created the NAACP. It's still marching and fighting for rights 112 years later. What's my point? We're not going nowhere.
That's right.
We're not going nowhere. So you either recognize our voice, respect our vote, or you get no dollar. I'm going to say that one more time, Coca-Cola. UPS, not a threat. You don't respect our voice, you don't respect our vote, you get no dollar. And I bet you hear us then.
Our streets, our votes.
I want to say thank you to Georgia Stand Up. Thank you guys for standing in the gap.
Yes!
Thank you to you for standing in the gap. Promote positivity movement. NAACP,
Yes!
organized labor. Absolute justice. Now, am I forgetting anyone? Thank you, Fulton County Gyms, Atlanta, and Fulton NAACP. Thank you all so much.